1 second. Hopefully that's fine. 3 seconds here. Adjust microphone levels. That seems okay, I think. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna be looking at a few Blazblue matches, like 1 or 2. Just to get like a hang of things here. I'm just gonna grab the first 2 that are on the board here. Maybe skip actually the second one here because it's the same match. No, it's not the same match, but it's the same matchup. So yeah, this should be kind of fun. Gonna basically look at it in about 3 different forms. Basically, first round we're gonna look at key moments. Second round, second watch over, we're gonna be looking at basically what was the game plan of both players. You might be able to tell a few things from the first watch through of it. Though a good match, a higher level matchup should be a little harder to analyze than that, though. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it's fine. Okay, there we go. Still Ragnar. Alright, so first we're going to look at Hakumen versus Azrael. And it should be a fun matchup. Both are relatively short-range characters. Hakumen, of course, I should note that both of them are very high damage characters. Both are looking for very specific things. Maybe we should turn that on. Yeah, actually, you know, I think it might be useful. We'll keep it on for now. So he's going to start off trying to. This guy is talking about wants to play sort of a ranged game with this. Oh no! Actually, decides to go in right afterwards. That's interesting. Drops the combo. He goes for a reset. Double overhead to try to get some pressure and goes for the mix-up. Overdrives just to see it. Azrael did the smart thing, but still gets hit. So good 4K from that activation, that's not bad. Yeah, I never want to trade with Azrael. This is probably done. Oh! Snap it. Wow, what? Okay. Okay, this is net play. I can see why you went for that. So hold on. Probably should stop. Key moments there, obviously, I think at the start of the round, Hakumen probably could have kept a more controlled pace of the match, but decided to go in anyways. That was near the very beginning. Second part was Azrael trying to get the mix-up after a knockdown. Hakumen still had his OD and wisely decided to spend it there to see the mix-up coming. Azrael tried to do the smart thing and try to back off, but I think trying to escape the corner is probably where he lost the round. Afterwards from that, Hakumen got a straight hit. I think Azrael could have ended the combo, could have won the thing if he went into DP into super, but I don't know if he dropped or if it was just too much scaling because it was a straight hit. Regardless, you definitely don't want to contest Hakumen so close if he's got some stock in him, and Azrael kind of paid the price for trying to go in too hard. So he's going to start off again. And, oh, what a ballsy call out. I think he read the right thing, but was just too trigger happy. Ooh, very nice challenge from the Hakumen. Alright, we got scrambles going on here, and Hakumen is able to capitalize on it. He's gonna get a knockdown here. No! Instead he goes for a purple grab. Why? This Hakumen does not think highly of his opponents, and I'm not sure why. He bursts. It's a risky burst. That's a riskier DP. Oh my goodness. Oh, he was probably expecting him to block that. So that's what he wanted from the very start. So key moment. This was Scramble City here. And you don't want to scramble with, what do you call it, Azrael. He will win out most of the time, but surprisingly, this game is actually Hakumen ending up on top. just some very greedy calls on his end, either to get some extra damage or to just close the game out. Really cost him. He wasn't really paying attention too much to what his opponent was doing, and instead was trying to focus on getting started on something. I'm not quite sure what that something was, but it'll probably be more evidence on the second watch through. For now, it's a 1-1. So there we go. This is basically what he should have done from the start if he wants the control of the match. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that happened. He drops the combo. Gets a good little reset there. That's 6k he's eaten. And panic counter. Nothing's come from it. He's gonna try. I'm guessing he's gonna try to look for. Doesn't need it. Doesn't even need it. So there we go. The second he tried to gain control of the matchup, Azrael was looking for scrambles. At that time, I guess Hakumen just wasn't looking for anything in return. Panic moves just got him. He got hit by a reset and ate an additional 3k for it. Afterwards, he did a panic counter, and that counter hit combo from Azrael did a good damage on him as well. Lost like probably 80% of his life because of that one series. So yeah, so now we saw the crucial mistakes. We're gonna look a bit more at the spacing at this point. It was a bit chaotic, so it shouldn't be too hard. Probably not gonna need a third watch through, but hey, you never know. So here, this is what I'm talking about. Here he has good control of the matchup. And see. So that probably wasn't a good space. Wasn't a good space. I'm thinking he was probably looking for Azrael to dash in again. That way he can get one of his big buttons for Azrael to block. But instead, Azrael stays at that mid-range, and that double jump just all of a sudden became very useless. Hakumen should have seen that he is on the defensive at that point. At the very second that Azrael didn't take another dash. But luckily nothing came of it because he's too high up. That's really good actually. I'm not sure how he saw that. I think maybe he was looking to counter poke a Gestalt or whatever, but that was really good. But here's where it comes. Like here's probably one of the key moments here is that he tries to go in for something. I'm not sure what it is. And this Azrael is he mash and grab? No. Just a really good call out. Only pressed it twice. And he gets this grab on him. Hakumen went for something greedy there, paid the price. Boom. Oh, drops the combo. So he stays blocking high. It is a mix-up, but he should be able to see it's somewhat coming, especially in when you have a Japanese connection. Decides instead to call out the overhead, pays the price for it, and there's the overhead he was originally going to call out. And then, boom, does it a second time because he was expecting a combo and just to block a drop or something. Not really paying attention to what his opponent was going to do. This time we get a combo. So here's the smart call. After a knockdown like that, Azrael is super scary. It looks like he was going to go for the double cross-up. Azrael sees it coming. Hakumen now sees it coming and is able to block. He tries to challenge afterwards, which is risky, but I guess it's not too bad because it is I think a jumping B that he crosses up with, so it's not too strong of a button. So there we go. Hakumen is trying to regain some control again. Azrael is just looking for him to block something. Just to maybe waste time for the overdrive or just to get more pressure. Either way, maybe not a good idea for Azrael to just keep mashing buttons while Hakumen has his overdrive out. Pays the price for it here with Hakumen landing a jump 2A. Very nice combo. Beautiful K4K result from it, and that's probably why he shouldn't have. So he rolls out. Hakumen, I don't think he gets anything for that, but Hakumen decides. I'm guessing maybe he thought he was gonna stay there, but it happened so late. I'm not sure if he was trying to escape him or if he was trying to do some kind of pressure. Regardless, he does a jump A, and he now gets counter hit for it. Boom, boom. So this drop is crucial here. So tries to go for a reset, either to salvage it or that's originally what he had planned going, because that does seem kind of tricky. He lands behind him, then he crosses over again. Very tricky to see, but only gets a trade for it. And then there's that. He couldn't have finished, but he could have gotten some Oki for it. He instead tries to go for the greedy play and goes for a purple throw of all things. Managed to get a hit. But there it is. You don't press buttons when Hakumen is that close. He was already pressing dive kick at that point, so I guess it was just too gutsy of a call out. I think he was expecting Hakumen to drop. But from the looks of it, it seems like they're both really looking for scramble situations and looking to capitalize off of them. Azrael especially is trying to create chaos. There it is. There was a very gutsy counter by Hakumen. It would have worked had he done it like a split second later. Azrael was at that position, but did it just like 10 frames too early. Gets counter hit for it. So boom, pressure. Nice call, nice challenge to the overhead. Blocks the low into the overhead, but blocks the low that would have gone into the overhead, then challenges. That's really nice. He's still looking to be active on defense. Gets clipped. Nothing more to say there. Should have probably respected Azrael teching in the air, but you take your challenges where you can. So there it is. Azrael expecting Hakumen to block. Hakumen is very active. Azrael probably should have seen how active Hakumen was gonna be, especially after he challenged the low into the overhead and got comboed for it. He really is just looking to play like chaotically. It's a bit autopilot for him. But again, I'm not sure why he's doing it. It just doesn't seem worth it. And especially in the corner, you get Oki in the corner from, I forget what it is. I think it's 214A. I'm not sure why he just goes for the purple grab instead. It wouldn't have killed. No, it might have killed actually. No, he doesn't have the stock for it. Even if he overdrive, it just would have been a measly 4K. Measly, yes, that's a little, but it's not enough to close the round. And boom. Gets grabbed for his troubles. Not something you'd expect, not something you'd really see from him. And that's a very... Let's look at the resource. Let's see why he did it. So we have Azrael, who is currently in active flow. He has 100 meter. Hakumen has 3 stocks and is barely building up to his 4th. It doesn't seem this was a very much worthwhile thing. He'd still need 2 hits in order to get either one really clean hit, which Hakumen does rarely get, or he needs 2 hits in order to close this out. I'm not sure why he went for this overdrive. A very panicky call. I think this kind of preludes to what ends up happening in the 3rd round. So there it is again. Azrael wanted to get Hakumen to block something. He has a ton of meters, so all he wanted was to get that, so then RC and get some meaningful pressure. And Hakumen doesn't have a lot of defensive options with that little bit of stock. Very nice. Evens it up, but that's what he wanted from the very beginning. And then he just goes for the chaotic play. Hakumen was pressing AB. What was he looking for? And he's met. Oh no. Okay. So what a long-range Gestalts. He doesn't insta-block the Gestalts, but he doesn't respect the follow-up either. Wow, that is gutsy as hell. He is very active on defense, and I'm not sure if that was a call-out because he was expecting him to dash. Okay, he looks like he was gonna dash, but it. I think. No. Oh, nope. There's no slow-mo. Okay. So he did it as a 3. He challenges a non-instant block Gestalt with 3C, meaning he's trying to call him out for some of the stuff he's doing. He knows that he's not gonna go for like normal pressure, but instead he's gonna try to go in for like a reset on pressure. He knew it was either gonna be dash, instant air dash in, or just dash in, like try to cross up dash him in. I kind of like how this Hakumen is playing, but it's not very adaptive to how his opponent is, to what his opponent is doing. For this very reason, you can't just be counter defending. You can't just be looking to challenge every button Azrael's gonna throw out. That's just not how you fight this character. And here, I think this is the sequence that basically loses him the entire, like, most of his health right now. So we've got 2.3k for that small exchange. It should have been more, but I don't think Azrael had the seals. Do you need seals for the combo? No, I don't think so. I think it's just a bad confirm. So there he is trying to press buttons again. It looked like it was 2A. No reason to do that. No reason to do that. You just got comboed by an Azrael, and now he's trying to challenge again. Boom, boom, boom. So we're gonna get a good knockdown here. He doesn't have any defensive options here, but it's hard to see that. Like, if you're Hakumen at this very moment, it's hard to see what Azrael is gonna do if he just crossed you up or whatnot. And as you see, he tried to grab because he was expecting Azrael to go for just a regular dash up. I'm guessing either grab or just dash up hit. That may have been an option select. That doesn't look like it was. But as you can see, that grab just got him counter hit. And then I'm guessing that Azrael didn't expect that to hit because he just dashes, like cross-up dashes afterwards. And Hakumen, counters as, like, maybe he saw it coming. He's like, okay, he's gonna go for the reset. Let's just mash counter. But yeah, that didn't work. If you mash it, it'll come out sooner. And Azrael's dash, for as fast and hard to see as it is, it still has a significant amount of startup. Why he got counter hit here? Look how much of his life he had. His life was like near the top, near the R of where the barrier was. And from that one sequence alone, just from all that panic mashing, he lost almost all of his health there. Gets gestalted for his troubles, tries to look for some space control there, and doesn't tech afterwards. It looks like he was mashing to see if he would get his his burst back in time. But yeah, I don't think we need to see a third time. It's very clear what happened here. This Hakumen was very counter attack. Was trying to go for a counter momentum strategy, while as Azrael was trying to create as much chaos as possible. Meaning he wasn't looking to take momentum into a victory, which kind of means that the Hakumen basically didn't adapt. He should have made throughout this whole thing. Neither of them really changed up their game plan to adapt to the opponent. And this especially showed when this Hakumen kept mashing. I'm not sure if Azrael's constant looking for resets was in adaptation to him seeing how much Hakumen was trying to counter hit some of his strings, but it ultimately paid off for him because Hakumen just didn't get much for his troubles. It was still a very close match, but honestly, on a look back, Azrael was gonna win no matter what. Alright, so next we got New versus Ragnar. This is again, I know keep away gives Ragnar some trouble in this game, but he still just needs to get one in, and he can even things out very quickly. Basically, 60 seconds of work as new is the equivalent of two knockdowns from Ragnar. So we'll see how this goes out. So start off with an immediate health. Bang starts whipping some jabs, and now Mew can start doing her thing. No well to put down, instead just gets the knock. Gets a blue thing. What a burst. Okay. Don't burst like that. So this is still relatively new. I'm surprised. I'm not sure where level 15, where rank 15 is in the grand scheme of things, but this is looking very, very bad. Oh, misses the confirm. Gauntlet Hades misses and whiffs. Random super. So Mew's gonna try to get back started again. And again, not much happened from a Ragnar confirm. You should be able to confirm anything you can get, but as you saw, just 2 combos, and that's all it really took to get somewhat even. At least to close the gap significantly. Doesn't see the overhead. First well play the first well goes down well, but decides not to put on a second one. Lets Ragnar get in close. Ooh, goes for the overhead as Ragnar tries to challenge. It's gonna be a big combo here. And oh, this Ragnar doesn't know combos. That should be it. Very quick match. Not much to see there, but there we can learn a lot from seeing how the beginners do. Now, obviously, Ragnar did not know. A big part of Ragnar is being able to confirm any hit you can get into some damage, or at least a knockdown. Almost all of his combos can at least end in DP with the follow-up knockdown. He just wasn't getting any of that, which would be understandable if this new was doing good keep away pressure. After his first rotation of spears, he didn't even put down a well. So this Ragnar doesn't have much of an excuse on saying like, oh yeah, the keep away was too much. It wasn't. New never really did much to protect herself from getting, from letting Ragnar come in. Instead, Ragnar was respecting the keep away too much, and his lack of Oki just really killed him here. Ragnar is a good character, but he needs all of his tools at his disposal in order to make him. You need all of his tools to make him work. And this Ragnar just didn't have a lot of them. So yeah, the first health bang here was really good. It's actually kind of interesting. This new could have been mashing. I think it's just 5D, and he would have gotten counter hit. It wouldn't have been a lot of damage if he. So that's not a necessary. That's a risky call still, but it's not a necessarily bad one. He could have gotten a lot for this, but instead he whips 5 A's and gets counter hit afterwards. New doesn't hit confirm in time, so that's fine. She can now get started. So this is the first rotation. Boom. And instead of going for well, she goes for, I forget what the top one is called, but that's not necessarily bad. It stops them from going in. Well would provide more space control, but this one keeps them locked. But that one keeps them locked down a bit longer. And gets a hit confirm for it. Ragnar we're not attacking. Looks like he's just mashing. And that's a very bad burst. Don't burst in the air. That's typically the, yeah, don't burst in the air. Gets reset for it. She goes in for some pressure. And again, DPs, no reason to DP. New is not going to come in close. Not unless she drops a well or something. He just DPs for nothing. Very mindful. As you see on the right, he's mashing, and that kind of shows. Drops the combo and tries to, tries to salvage it by getting a reset, but Gauntlet and Hades just doesn't. This new blocks the Gauntlet and Hades. That's really, really good on their end. Considering that he's lesser ranked than this Ragnar is, I'm honestly shocked. He had the fortitude to like block that. Then ducks underneath it for the punish. Not enough to kill, or drops the combo actually. But then, yeah, not sure where that comes from. I think he could have comboed since his counter hit to Gauntlet Hades. Didn't have the meter regardless, but he could have gotten the follow up afterwards. So, yeah, that's too greedy. He could have jumped in, gained a lot of space, but instead he tries to go for the full thing and does the, I want to say it's called Death Scythe, I'm not sure. And he's just trying to get in as very recklessly here. Luckily this new is dash, it's just like trying to escape out of it. But he manages to get this, to get the follow-up, the Hell's Fang. Yeah, that's not good there. The random DPs there, he needs to be wary. He's definitely not wary of an opponent's tech options, because if he was, he should have seen that odds are he can either stay there or he can dash out. He could have rolled out, and that's what he did, and Ragnar instead just chooses to DP, hoping that the opponent would just stay where they are. Which clearly he shouldn't. That's not the read he should have had. This new has been very, very mobile. So again, tries to go in recklessly. It's not so. This one's not so reckless. I'll give him that much. But new just with the counter mobility and calls him. I say it calls him out. Just counter hits him for trying to get in so harshly. Puts down a well. Yeah, I'm not sure if he knows how wells work, otherwise he would have stayed on the ground. But that's a lot of lost time. That's a lot of lost time. You're just gonna be in the air and then falling back down to the ground, because you're not gonna get a lot. If he was gonna jump back, he should have jumped back out of the well. Instead, he tries to go in for some space. Yeah, he clearly doesn't know how the well works. Gets counter hit. New drops the combo, and this time New has to respect him going in because he whiffed a pretty big button. So this is basically the first time Ragnar's been able to get some meaningful pressure here. So let's see what he can do. Let's see what he does with it. Goes for a grab. New does not tech. Hades and drops the combo. I'm not sure what that was. I think maybe he just wanted a fast button to try to counter hit him with. But as you see, that doesn't happen. It looks like he can recover in time. Nope, doesn't. So well, and he tries to go for the 3C. I'm not sure why he would go for that. That button is very, very chunky. It's chunky and stubby. It's not that. It doesn't reach that far. If he wanted to go for a bigger button, I think his regular 5C would have been the trick, but I think he's just trying to get whatever he can, and he's mashing buttons that net him something. We haven't seen him quite get anything out of his attack, so it's hard to say what he wants. But now he activates OD. I'm not sure if he was expecting to burst, or if he just wanted he wants New to back off of her projectile game, which she does, which he incorrect. So there's your answer. He was expecting a burst, but after seeing the flash screen where it was New like dashing forward, he was expecting her to continue dashing forward instead of backing off. We really should have expected to back off, as Ragnar's not playing with his opponent in mind. He's playing very one-track minded, and New lands the hit. Can't finish the combo. Ragnar lands this. Drops the combo. DPs. And again, there it is. And there it is again. He tries to run up and then use the scythe to try to close the gap completely. doesn't quite work. Yeah, Ragnar playing very one-track minded, not very conscientious of what his opponent is trying to do. This new, somewhat similarly, but didn't really have to adapt to this Ragnar. The one adaptation he had that was slightly different towards the second end of the first round was that he was a lot more mobile whenever he either let Ragnar close some space or anything of the sort. Because he knew Ragnar was just going to be trying to run in very recklessly. He got the counter hit on times, and he very smartly used the EA when Ragnar, the Ragnar's dash clearly wasn't going to be enough to close the gap. He knew that he would use the scythe in order to try to fully close that gap. Very good call out. This new is still not quite on high level, but is at least playing conscientious, at least is aware of what his opponent wants to do and knows how to adapt to it. So that's not bad. It was relatively, it is a low level match. We'll forgive the new for not knowing completely how to finish their combos. Wells and / projectile game was a little sus. That's basically the only reason it got so close in the first round, is because he let Ragnar come in too much. But he saw that, and it wasn't nearly as close in the second round, even though Ragnar did get one sequence off, even if it was about half a sequence. So yeah, that was not bad. We'll see if we can do this again sometimes. If you have any matches that you want me to do, maybe hit me up. If not, we can just go back into the replay board and look up another two. So thank you very much for watching.